What's going on, everybody? GemMint back again with another statue unboxing and review. This time we have Sideshow's latest maquette, the Hulk vs. Hulkbuster, sculpted by Martin Canali. This is one that I've kind of been a little hard on with my criticisms, and it's because the Hulk versus maquettes have such a warm place in my heart. The Hulk vs. Wolverine maquette is the gateway statue that got me into the hobby. So when this was announced, I was super excited. But I didn't love the pose, I didn't love some of the design choices, and I did see it at Sideshow Con in person where I thought it looked a lot better, as statues usually do. Still have some concerns. I wanted to get it in hand, see what I thought in person, and do a review with you guys here today. I do want to say I love the art box, and I don't know if I've really ever said it out loud, but I do like Sideshow's presentation overall. The art boxes make for good introductions to these videos, and just their whole layout with the styrofoam and all that kind of stuff. So shout out to the design team. But enough of all that, let's jump into this unboxing. All right, so there are two layers to this box. Let's remove the top layer. We can see some Hulkbuster pieces, removing the plastic. So a handful of rocks here. This will actually go around the Hulk's foot, and they're color coded. So just adding a little bit of an explosion to the rock formation there. Here we have Hulkbuster's left arm. It's got a great dull metallic red shine to it, and with the gold trim as well. A lot of weathering, a lot of battle damage. Great detail sculpted in here for sure. The palm will light up, as we'll see later. And then here is the right arm. I like the honeycomb design on the shoulder. Again, very beat up. It looks like it's going through a battle with the Hulk, so that's good. And I like the damage where Hulk's hand will go in as well. We'll see that during assembly. Then we have the Hulkbuster's head here. It looks kind of small, but I guess he doesn't really look through that. As you can see, these key features have connectors, so they'll light up here. We'll see that. And then the torso. This was kind of one of my concerns. This big, kind of top-heavy looking torso. The legs look thick in person though, and again, you got to really commend the amount of detail that went into the machinery that is the Hulkbuster armor. Weathering on the foot here looks great. A lot of weight on this guy. 1/5 scale Hulkbuster. He's got a big bulbous back as well. Lastly, we do have the power adapter, which has a very long cord. I was happy to see. And then that bottom layer, I almost forgot there was a Hulk in here. That green just really pops, and they really nailed the paint applications on the skin here, man. Hulk looks great. I love that he's all one piece. The sculpt by Martin Canali looks amazing. I love how there's no neck seam. The muscle detail is incredible. Man, his back is amazing. The veins, the shadowing. Incredible Hulk, pun intended. Dirty foot on the bottom, and then the foot that's attached to the rock, and you can see the color coding where we'll key in those pieces that we showed earlier. Very cool. And here's the bottom of the base, the Hulk vs. Hulkbuster maquette. We see the edition size, and it's just a plain piece of rubble. I mean, that was kind of another nitpick of mine here, comparing it to Wolverine vs. Hulk, which had like a tree bark and everything. So it is what it is. Before we get on to the assembly of this bad boy, I want to thank THATSPIDERMANBOOTH.com for sponsoring this video. They have those $35 mystery boxes where you're guaranteed 5 comics of retail value, and one of those boxes is going to have their giveaway prize, their GP, which is this Thor 21 CGC 9.8 sketch cover signed by Donny Cates. This round ends on March 30th, so pick up a box now. Use code GEMMINT. It'll save you 10%, just like on their sister site, SLHLA.com. Street Level Hero has the exclusive variant covers with new drops every Tuesday and Thursday. They have this beautiful Electra 100 exclusive variant that you can get in a trade dress and virgin. Use that same code, saves you 10% every time. All right, so let's do the assembly here. We're going to put Hulkbuster down first, so he'll key into the base. And again, it has like an electrical connector there, so you really want to make sure you line this up correctly. Then we'll go ahead and get Hulk in there, which you could kind of save for the next step and get one of Hulkbuster's arms in. But either way, you just want to make sure you make sure they're fitting snug. We'll put those little small pieces of the flying rock around the foot like I showed you guys earlier. Here goes the second one. And then we're just going to flip around to the last one here. All right, and then the arm. So this is the one that you could kind of remove the Hulk to do, and get that arm in there nice and flush. Swing him around. We'll work on the left arm. And I love how Hulk's hand kind of just goes into the sculpt of the right shoulder of Hulkbuster. Drop the portrait here. And then that connector. So it's at the back left of the base. It has a little button here as well, kind of hidden. And here's what we look like in the dark. We'll go ahead and hit that button and we'll show you the lighting feature on here. So there you go. His eyes, his chest, and his two palms of his hands for the repulsor blast, they light up. So here's a different angle. And yeah, the light up is cool. Let's take a closer look at this guy. All right, everybody, so all assembled. Let's go over the specs first, and then we'll get into a little bit more of a review, and then my final thoughts. So the price on this is $1,200, so a little bit on the high end. $1,250 for the edition size. There is only one version, no exclusive or collector's edition. Like I mentioned, it is sculpted by Martin Canali, but he was also joined by Marco Plouffe, as well as Richard Long, Bernardo Esquivel, Casey Love, and the rest of the Sideshow development team. Let's take a look at the specs. So the total width of this guy, well, for the base is about 18 inches wide, about 22 inches wide with Hulk hanging off. The depth of the base is not too bad, about 10 inches, but again, with Hulk, you're looking at about 15. And then the back is about 18 to 19 inches for the depth. But this is one of those pieces that it really depends on how you position it, right? The total height is going to be just shy of 20 inches. It looks like Hulkbuster's right hand is the tallest point. So the base, like I said, not a lot going on. And like I mentioned in the intro, I have such a soft spot for the Dios because of that Hulk vs. Wolverine maquette. And I feel like they did more with that one, you know, so many years ago, where this one is just this plain concrete rubble. Now, I guess it could make a little sense. This has been a battleground for these two Goliaths, so maybe there's a little bit more destruction. Maybe they weren't in an area with trees. It's well done, though. I mean, the paint, the sculpt, it looks like a Rocky base, so job well done on there. Then moving up to Hulk vs. Hulkbuster. I think the Hulk is done incredibly well, from the sculpt to the paint applications, to the motion, to the emotion in his face. And I think that Hulkbuster has a really well done paint job. The sculpt with the intricacies looks great. I don't love how top heavy he feels. I still feel like the legs look a little bit skinny, but they are so well done. I mean, and they're thick in person. And I don't know if maybe it's just the back of Hulkbuster or if that's just the design. I still kind of do feel like that. And I feel like everything is done so well on this piece. I just don't love the pose. The pose was something that I think the Hulk vs. Wolverine maquette nailed it. It was like a ballerina dance. It was such a balanced, well done, well executed piece. And I don't feel like this one has that same symmetry as the other maquette. I always kind of felt like Hulk looks a little bit like an afterthought, kind of off to the side of this base. And then mixed with kind of like the skinnier legs from Hulkbuster. I just didn't really love that. But I do think it is sculpted well. Paint job is immaculate. It's really up to you if those types of cons are deal breakers for you on this piece. I do think if this was quarter scale, that it would be more of a big deal in the hobby, that it would be more sought after. Sideshow tends to do more of a 1/5 scale diorama for their maquettes, which is cool to collect them all. I really wanted to get this in because I was wondering if I would get Wolverine vs. Hulk maquette back in the collection. I do really like this piece, and I would love to see what they look like next to each other, and I would love to buy that one back, as it was the gateway piece for me. Well done piece. Don't love the pose. Let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. Does it warrant the price? What do you think about the details, and does it overlook its faults? Thanks for watching. Stay minty fresh. Peace.
Wow, nice suit. Zip it, Stanley.